concept to talk about in the Primerica company, and it's building a big base shop. Big base shop is a language that the hierarchy, the East Coast, has not spoken about in a while. Well, I don't want to generalize, because I'm going to show you people on the East Coast that are living big base shop right now in different states before we end. But this training is not for the faint of heart. This training is for future regional vice presidents. This training is not for part-timers. We have trainings on YouTube for part-timers. This training is for future regional vice president full-timers. Those that want to create wealth, not just get by. That's who this training's for, right? So though we've not hit it yet as a base, none of the base shops in our hierarchy have hit this. Big base shop. What is a big base shop? Something that we're going to go over. But though there's not been a base shop that's hit it in our hierarchy yet, it's our focal point at this point. There's a book that I highly recommend everybody goes and reads immediately. It's called Boba. Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. And at some point, there comes a time, hopefully in every single person's life, where you make a decision to completely alter the course of your life. And that day could be today. So I'm assuming I'm talking to future regional vice presidents, those that want ownership. Okay. I want to start off by differentiating the mindset between the lower class, impoverished mentality, middle class, and wealthy class. Hello? What's up? Yes, actually, we've got 23 people on. I was in the middle of saying it. I just wanted to answer your call. Can you hear me? Hello? That's Samir. I apologize, guys. He wants to know if I'm teaching you guys how to build a big base shop. So anyways, can you text Samir and just tell him that I'm like in the middle of it? Okay. For the recording, those on YouTube world, I apologize. I answer the gentleman that's responsible for almost every single thing I've got. So the lower class mentality is more so planning for instant gratification for the weekend. Where's the party at? Where's the party at? Right, Donald? Because all we want to know is where the party at. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. So the middle class thinks monthly, in monthly terms. My gosh, if I could just pay my bills, I'll be okay. It'll all be all right. Nice hair, by the way, Joey. I love the new color. The wealthy, they think futuristically, generations to come. Okay, generations to come in the future, delayed gratification. And so regardless of whether you've done 0 by 0, 1 by 1,000, you've never double-digit recruited, you've never done 10,000 personal, this training applies to you, because you can take the bullet points that we go over today and apply them and do it yourself. Shondell's going to talk about how she had never done 10,000 personal in her career before, and when she did it and how she did it. I had never done 20,000 personal in my career, but I did it. So these are all things that you can change immediately. Okay, so is there anything that we need to pull up, or do I just pull up mine?
You're good. You just start yours.
Okay, so what is a big base shop? What is a base shop in general? Can you see my screen, Shondell?
Nope, not yet. It's black.
Starting share screen, will stop, others, computer, sound share.
Oh yeah, do it.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. A big base shop, little base shop. What is a base shop? Okay, this is going to be more of an interactive training, guys. I'm going to be drawing things, speaking to you guys, so you must pay attention and have a pen and a pad handy. This is mostly coming directly from somebody that I revere a great deal. His name is Hector Lamarck. Hector Lamarck. This is how his name is spelled. I highly recommend you go on YouTube or SoundCloud and listen to any material that you can find. Anything. It doesn't matter. Anything from this man. Okay? Worth $250 million. Earns $4 million per year just in Primerica, and another $4 million outside of Primerica. Everything that I'm going to go over pretty much comes from Hector Lamarck. So a big base shop, what is it? A big, not a big base shop, a base shop in general is when you have an organization with a minimum of 3 to 5 producers that can at least do 3,000 personal. They can go out and get 3 transactions to 5 transactions by themselves on their own on any given month. That's a base shop. A base shop is just a smaller organization that you're leading. Okay. If you've got 5 producers that can generate 3,000 of production, that's a 15,000 per month organization in terms of production. Now that's a smaller base shop. That's actually right around where I'm averaging right now. 15 to 20,000 in production. Our team is on the come up. Of course, we've got new producers following suit, and we're excited about that. But we're focused on big base shop. A big base shop, and this is the difference between a regular base shop and a big base shop, is an organization that can generate 50 sales per month, 50 or more, 50 sales a month or more. Now, most people would say, you know, why do I generate 50 sales per month? Why is that the number? Well, it's because I'll make a bunch of money myself. And that's true. But there's more than just me making money or you making money that can generate 50 transactions or more. And again, it's for futuristic thinking. Not right now, futuristic thinking, okay? But that's the difference between a base shop and a big base shop, okay? Now, why should you go out and build an organization that can generate 50 transactions per month? The most obvious and initial or primary reason is you will earn an incredible amount of money, okay? you will earn an incredible amount of money. I'll give you an example below regional vice president. As a regional leader, you are on a 70% contract, which means every client that you personally go get, you will get 70% of. Let's assume as a regional leader, one contract before regional vice president, you have 10 producers direct to you that you personally found, that you personally trained. Okay. And this person goes out and gets 3, and this person goes out and get 5. This person goes out and gets 3, 2, 1, 5, 10. 3, 2, 1, and you go get 10 yourself. Already, from what you personally did, that's $7,000 of income. Okay, so that's I'm already leading into something that I'm going to go over in a second, which is why you should get wide. What is getting wide? I'm getting into that. It all ties together. But already from the clients that you personally got, you generated 7,000 of production. Now let's assume the average commission that these 10 agents receive is a 50% commission. Now, that's not going to be the case with every single one of them. Some are going to be division leaders. Some are going to be senior reps. Some are going to be district leaders. So the overrides that you receive from all 10 of them are going to be spread out. And that's where the term spread comes from. Spread is the difference between what you earn and where your commission contract is, and what your agents earn and where their commission contract is. The difference between those two, that's called spread. And it ranges based on what title your agents have. So the average spread in this particular example is 70 minus 50, which is 20. So how many transactions do we have going on in this particular organization right before regional vice president? 10. That came from you personally. Plus 3 is 13. Plus 5 is 18. Plus 3, 21. Plus 2, 23. Plus 1, 24. Plus 5, 29. Plus 10, 39. Plus 3, 42. Plus 2, 44. Plus 1. This is 45 transactions a month, okay? 10 of which came from you. That means 35 comes from your agents. And you, as the regional leader, will receive 20%. 20% of 35,000 is another $7,000. Now look at that. 7,000 comes from what you personally do, and another 7,000 comes from your agents and what they do. That is $14,000 a month, 50% from what you do and 50% from what they do. And when you become a regional vice president, guys, there is a requirement called replacement. A tad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
I apologize, guys, the signal. There's a requirement where you have to exchange a small portion of the team you've built to your regional vice president. That is the requirement to becoming a regional vice president. And when you have built a big base, this is a big base shop on the screen right here. And nobody in this organization is really doing anything super impressive or just unattainable. You have some doing 3, a couple doing 1, 2, a few doing 5, and one doing 10. One doing 10, and you doing 10. This is super attainable. And again, so one reason you build a big base shop before you become a regional vice president is because you have to give a portion of it up to your regional vice president, and you want to take a decent sized team with you as a regional vice president. The other one is, if you saw it happen, if you were a part of it below regional vice president, what can you go do after you become a regional vice president? You can reproduce it. Again, there is zero evidence and I study the leader sheets, guys. There's zero evidence of regional vice presidents today that came out of a small base shop that go on to build a big base shop. Zero evidence all over the country. And I'm going to show you proof after we're done here. Okay. But when you become a regional vice president, okay, you give a portion of your team up, and now you have to continue rebuilding your new team. And what happens is, as a regional vice president, this is one of the biggest reasons to build a big base shop. As a regional vice president, there's certain bonuses that you get. The spread is much higher. And every time you go get a client, the commission is 110%. It's much, much higher. But that's not even the real reason. The real reason is, in Primerica, if you're a regional vice president that creates another regional vice president, Primerica gives you additional bonuses and additional overrides for creating a brand new regional vice president. And if you produce a regional vice president that does small numbers, guess what? You will earn small income. But if you produce a regional vice president that does big numbers, you will earn massive bonuses, massive passive income. That is why you build a big base shop. If you build a small base shop, you will not experience this, period. And what happens is, the more and more regional vice presidents that you create, regional vice president number 2, regional vice president number 3, when you create 3 regional vice presidents, they give you the title of senior vice president. And then it just keeps going on and on and on. And eventually, if you can get to 9, or let's just say, keep it a round number, 10 regional vice presidents that you have created that came out of your big organization, that go on to build big organizations of their own, you create a lifestyle that never vacation from. That is one of the things that I heard from Hector. Build a lifestyle that you never have to take a vacation from. And eventually, you can shut down your organization, because you have what's now called a hierarchy. A big base shop produces regional vice presidents that have big base shops, produce enough of them, and you can shut down yours. And you could sail the world. I actually know of one that's doing that right now as we speak. His name's Jeff Fieldstead. And he comes out of a organization that used to be the youngest $1 million earning hierarchy prior to Mario Arizon. And what he recently did was sell his business to another regional vice president in Primerica. And him and his wife, Kelsey, they bought a yacht. And they are sailing the entire world right now with their kids. The whole year. They're spending the next 5 years doing that. That's what they're doing. How are they able to do that? Because they built a big organization themselves, popped out regional vice presidents of that big organization that in turn went to create bigger organizations, and now they can sneak out the back door like rock stars and live with freedom of time, freedom of options, with no limitations. I'm going to say that again. Freedom of time. What does that look like? You don't have to wake up and go to work to clock in at a job. No one else is determining when you show up, when to show up, okay? No one else is doing that. Options. Do you have to read the menu from right to left, or can you read the menu from left to right? Okay. Last thing. Getting wide. And Shondel's going to go over how to do these things as soon as we get through what they are. Getting wide, okay? Number one, what is width? For your notes, width is somebody that's licensed. If this is you, and you have this going on right now, most people would say, oh, I'm 5 wide. You don't want to head fake yourself in this business. Too much head faking will cause you to quit. If you have 5 directs and only 1 is licensed, you are 1 wide, not 5 wide. As a matter of fact, width is when you have a licensed person that can put their name on a sale. I would encourage every single one of you guys to go get a poster and draw 20 circles. 20 circles direct to your last name, Powell, and 20 circles. Do it. And it is when someone's licensed and can put their name on a sale, does put their name on a sale. That is true width. Why should you go wide? Here's a couple reasons. Number one, it's the only thing that you can possibly control. That's one of the biggest reasons. It's the only thing that you can possibly control. See, I can't control if Maren Zinsmeyer goes out and gets a sale, but I can control whether I go find 10 more Marens. The farmer is not concerned with the speed of which the plant grows, only the he throws. Sorry, did it break up again? It's not the speed of which the plant grows, it's the amount of seeds I throw. That's what the farmer's focused on, okay? It's the only thing you can control. Number two, balanced out production and cash flow. Balanced out production and cash flow. If this is you, okay, and you have 2 people direct to you, and they have teams under them, let's say, and you are going and getting 10 transactions yourself, this team is going and getting 5 transactions, and this team is getting 10 transactions. If this team goes down, basically you just lost almost 50% of your entire organization. It's just went in the toilet. And that's not very balanced out. But if you have a different outlook, let's say you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide. This team's getting 4 transactions. This team 6, this team 2, this team 3, this team 5. If this team goes down, okay, there's a little bit more of a shock wave that protects your business and your cash flow. You don't have to go from, who likes security? People always talk about job security. There's no such thing. It's the biggest oxymoron on planet Earth, job security. But when you get wide, you incur more security in your life. Because guys, people quit. People get tired. People die. Right? If you are a regional vice president and one of your biggest producers dies, can you control that? No. But you can control how wide you are. Okay? You'll never have a problem with anyone, by the way, when you're wide. Everything's balanced out. Production, cash flow, and not having problems with anybody. Oh, this person didn't show up. Right? We weren't very satisfied with our attendance today. But I bet you when we get 20 wide, it's all going to work itself out. Right? People always make excuses on why they can't show up. I have family. I got family over this weekend. I got a family emergency. I overslept. It got hard. I got work. Blah, blah, blah. How is it that Shondell and I have never had any of these excuses in God 7 years? and neither Dante. Dante just recently, and I respect Dante so much, he just recently dealt with, I'm sure, one of the the hardest challenges ever. Internally with his own family, he still showed up. How is it that we're able to continue to show up and Marin as well? It's a decision, right? But the point is, if you get wide, won't matter, won't have a problem with anybody. And I know where the time is, Shondell. I'm working on it. The third bullet point on why you should get wide is leverage. Okay? Leverage. There's no way that I can talk to Marin the way that I do, with the confidence that I do and the expectations I set for Marin, if I don't have Marquita and Adarian producing as well. And I can't talk to Marquita and Adarian that way if I don't have the next producer that I'm directly training. You leverage your width. If somebody wants to come in and dictate how your system is working, guess what? We don't do that here, and we don't need you. Bye-bye. You have to have that type of confidence. It's leverage. Number 4 is competition. It's very simple. If Marin is an ounce of competitive, when I tell Marin that Marquita and Adarian are right now, and by the way, this is real live stats, 1,600 in production, and Marin is at 900 of production for the month. See, Marin, if she's competitive, she is going to want to beat them. And I don't know what's going to happen, but you have to have that's good for them. It's good for you, but it's really good for them because it gets the most out of them. The Olympics are on television right now, and people are running next to each other to get the best times out of each other. The fifth reason to get wide is you make your business more valuable in terms of selling it. If ever you want to sell your business like Jeff Fieldstead did and sail the world, but all of your production is based on you being there, your business, that business, you can't sell that business. You cannot sell that business. Because if you leave, guess what? All the production in that business goes away. But if you're wide, it's different. Next is reproducing leaders. Okay? If you're wide, you always have another leader on the come up. You always have another leader on the come up. Reproducing leaders is how you get free. And then there's the compensation. Okay? To make this very simple, as a regional vice president, when you go get a sale personally, you earn 110% commission. As an override, the max override that you can earn in your base shop is an 85% override. And then you get a bonus as well, which is a 20% bonus. When you produce a regional vice president, bonuses and overrides combined, you earn 50% overrides on your regional vice president. Now, where are the biggest numbers or percentages? Right here and right here, which means your big shop is where the most compensation lies. This is not just pretty good money. This is unbelievable money if you understand how it works. The compensation, you just got to go do it. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. I wish we had more time. This is something that deserves more time, but how do you even go about doing this? How do you get wide? What do you focus on, especially if you're at 2 by 2,000 or whatever? Shondel's going to go into it, and we'll end with what to look at, what to replicate with the leader sheets.